Welcome to the Read Option. It is January 25th, 2016. I'm Jason Gadola alongside Jake Howarth. Jake, crazy weekend in NFL.
Let's just say I was standing up a lot, pacing. I was pacing. You could have made trenches where I was pacing by the time both games were over.
Well, it was you that you also picked Denver too, right?
Yes, I did, of course.
You did pick Denver.
Of course. I was the only one that believed in them.
Listen, from what I saw from that defense yesterday was absolutely sensational.
Oh, yeah.
That's the type of pass rush that wins championships.
That was the type of pass rush I expected from Houston when they first played. Not that type, but I expected at least a fraction of that. They couldn't touch Brady. But yeah, that front four, you got Wolf, Miller, Ware. They just have so much depth out there, and I don't know. It's just amazing to watch. Great defensive performance under Wade Phillips.
Where do you think the game was lost? Do you believe that the game was lost through the coaching or just the fact that they just couldn't protect Tom Brady yesterday?
They couldn't protect Tom Brady. They had around 30 during the year. They had to switch up their offensive line 37 times, different sets, and it's just health. And you can't contain if you can't block those guys. It's game over. If they're going to hit Brady, you saw Brady. Brady kind of had the happy feet going on, missing his throws uncharacteristically, and they brought a stat up. It was 20 when Brady gets sacked less than 2 times in the playoffs. He's 20-5. When he gets sacked more than 2 times, now after this game, he's 2-4. And you just saw he got knocked down. He got hit 20 times, most this season, and that defense was just they were just hunting for Brady. They smelled blood. And they all just swarmed him.
Now let's narrow it down here.
Yeah.
They went through many line changes this year.
Yes.
However, Tom Brady still posts up the season he posted up.
Yeah, I also think it was a mix of that, but also the secondary. Because if you watch them early on this season, they were just doing quick throws, and secondaries couldn't handle that. But when you look at Denver's secondary, with after their safeties got hurt, but you got Talib, you got Roby, you got Harris Jr. Those 3 guys are top of the line corners on any team.
No, absolutely no doubt they're the top line, but you got to remember, New England had everybody. They had Amendola, they had Edelman out there. Edelman was an absolute ghost yesterday. I don't know where he was. I don't know where he was.
He should have been suspended. Should have been.
Probably Tom Brady's number 1 target next to Gronkowski. But Gronk was big time yesterday.
Sorry, I was talking about Amendola should have been suspended, not Edelman.
Oh, because the Edelman hit.
That was just a headshot.
But again, the game the game was pretty much the game was lost off. The game was lost from the line, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's where you win the trenches. That's where the game
But
starts.
Tom Brady always seems to find a way to find receivers, even with that line. He finds a way to work it through. It just yesterday, I don't know what it is. He's 2-7 in Denver. He's 2-7.
Yeah, man, it could be the altitude. I know how cheesy.
House of Horrors.
I know how cheesy that could
He's
sound.
got demons there. And one of his wins was against Tim Tebow, and he barely came out of that game alive. I don't know what it is. I just think that he's just a different player when he plays at Mile High, and I'm not shocked that Denver won yesterday.
I was very happy.
I'm happy for Peyton Manning.
Very happy. The storyline, 18th season. Might as well. If it's your last year, if you're Peyton Manning, the career he had, arguably the best regular season quarterback. You can't argue that when it's regular season. But another than that, arguably, he's in the top 3 best quarterbacks of all time. And it's a great way to go out.
That's why they call it arguably.
Yes. Hopefully, if this is his final game, hopefully it's the complete opposite of what happened last time they made it to the Super Bowl. But they also have a lot of players that didn't play that game. You had Von Miller, and both him and Wolf were sidelined due to injury. So you have a good defense right there. So I'm liking this.
And think about that for a second. If you look at Manning's career as a whole.
Yep.
Since he got into the league in 1999, his career as a whole, he's been the guy to run it was his team, and his team's always lived and died by the offense.
Yep.
He carried the offense. He never had a defense in Indianapolis.
Except when they won the Super Bowl.
Their defense wasn't even that good in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying in general, when you watch their playoff run was the defense came up huge in the playoff run. You can watch that.
They had a pass rush that was quick.
Yeah.
They had a pass rush to get to the quarterback.
It was a lot,
but most of the time they were up by a lot of points.
Yeah,
in those
but
games.
I'm saying during the regular,
so it forced the team to play prevent.
Yeah.
And it caused that 4-man pass rush.
But it worked out during the regular season. The defense was nowhere during all the years.
But the point I'm trying to get across is that Peyton Manning, the reason why he only has just one Super Bowl,
Yeah, I agree.
because it's because of this defense.
Yeah, I agree.
And now finally he can sit back and say, hey, I can just literally manage this game. I got a half decent
Game
running game.
manager.
There's nothing wrong being a game manager.
No, I agree. Don't force pass.
If anything, I think he's earned the right to say, hey man, can the defense win some football games for me?
Yeah, he's won enough games. But I'm happy for.
I'm
Peyton.
totally happy for him.
Yeah.
And again, I was a little hard on Manning over the years, but
yes, you guys, both you and a bunch of people were hard on him, but I kept believing. I knew this was a year that he had the defense from the get-go. All that was standing his way was health, and he did not play most of the year. So, but good on him.
Good, you gotta love the timing though.
You gotta love it.
You gotta love the time. He's out most of the year, and then he just
complete opposite of last year.
And he comes back right at
ready to go.
Right at the
ready
right
to
time,
go. And he plays the perfect team, San Diego Chargers, get him warmed up, and he's ready to go. And that's all I care, because he's ready to go.
But in all seriousness, it's turning into a storybook
ending. Yeah.
Well, there's still one more game left.
Could be a good ending to a storybook. And also, let's say he wins, will he retire or will he come back? That's the key. I think.
If he wins, he's leaving. He's walking out of the sunset. He's gonna walk out of the sunset like John Wayne.
Who are they? There's only been 4 people that done that. Like
Elway,
obviously. Tony Dungy,
yeah.
Michael Strahan,
hey,
and Ray Lewis.
That's true. Yeah, Ray Lewis.
Stars walking out on top. Top guys.
I remember Ray Lewis with the goal line stance against San Francisco.
With the half robot.
The robotic arm,
yeah. And Michael Strahan, obviously, ended a great career. One of the best defensive ends of all time. Actually,
just on a side note with that, speaking of Strahan, you ever watch the NFL films when the Giants won their Super Bowl?
No.
He's on the sideline, and I don't know. I love watching that same clip where it's just like he's going to his teammates, and he's just the way he's just talking to him, it's like, guys, just need one more stop and we're world champions. That's it.
Let's go.
Get this.
Let's go.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
but anyways, so we had Elway.
Yep.
Strahan. Dungy, Strahan,
Ray Lewis,
and then Ray Lewis.
Yep. And could be Peyton Manning, adding to that Denver legacy of him and John Elway going out on top.
Now going to the other game.
Yep. Disappointing, to say the least.
I'm shocked by Arizona.
I think everyone was. I'm
very shocked by the way they played.
If you look at people's predictions going into this week, they all thought that New England was going to run over Denver. And then they thought that the Arizona-Carolina game would come down the wire and Arizona would win. And it was just a complete script flip, and Carson Palmer did not comfortable. That defense, I was surprised of how shut down they were against Carson Palmer and that wide receiving core. Because if you look at their secondary, even their safeties aren't the greatest. They have Josh Norman, who is the man.
Where do you think the game was lost in that game? Besides Palmer,
the defense couldn't get
4 interceptions.
The defense couldn't get after Cam Newton.
You know why? I think
that was a one flaw.
Patrick Peterson's fumble on that punt return.
That kind of.
I honestly believe that changed the game. If he didn't fumble that and they had another shot at scoring, you never know. If
exactly. But you can say
I thought it was big time.
Yeah, I agree too.
He made some mistakes yesterday, and I think Patrick Peterson. I think he deserves some of the blame.
Oh, I agree. I agree for sure. But also the one big, aching thing with the Arizona Cardinals, it wasn't their secondary. The secondary, you lost Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, but the key thing was their pass rush was lackluster sometimes, and that's the thing. They're going this offseason into the draft, free agency. They're going to go get some guys. You just look, they had to get Dwight Freeney because they were so depleted on the defensive ends. They couldn't get pressure, so they had to go to a veteran. He did really well during his time, but if you had to go to a veteran like that and can't trust other guys except for Campbell to get after the quarterback, that's going to hurt you in the long run, especially because we all know Cam Newton has an arm, and he's not afraid to fire it. And then they can run the ball, and it was just big plays. Brown, 89-yard reception. No, 86, sorry, 86. Greg Olsen, 50-plus reception. Those two big plays alone were almost half of Cam Newton's total throwing yards when he had 335 at the end of the game.
And it was horrendous on that Corey Brown touchdown. What? I thought the tackling. I'm like, they could have easily prevented that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Such poor tackling. So,
but that's the thing with Carolina. They know how to get those big plays. They know how to get the big plays at the right time, even against Seattle, first play of the game. Will Stewart does a 50-plus yard run. Luke Kuechly, INT for TD. You're up 14-0 in less than a minute and 30.
Two biggest stats that correlate with winning championships. It's turnovers and big plays of 30-plus yards.
I agree. Yeah.
So Carolina is definitely on the right track. Cam Newton, though.
Ooh, Super Cam.
Holy
smoke. We're
he's
dabbing.
He's
We're
special.
dabbing.
You know what?
We're
He
dabbing.
actually, he's a lot better than I thought he would. I thought he'd be pretty good quarterback, but he's a lot better than he's special. How do you stop that? How do you? He can threaten you in the air. How do you stop that?
How you stop that? Denver's defense is how you stop it.
Can't stop that.
Denver's defense is how you stop it. It's the storylines going into the Super Bowl are, of course, you're looking at Cam Newton's offense, the best rush offense in the league versus the best defense in the league, but it's more going to be Peyton Manning's offense versus Carolina's defense. That's going to be the big storyline.
I think I agree with you there.
'Cause there's only
that's where the game I think is going to be won.
Yeah, when you have
and lost.
When you have the running power of Jonathan Stewart and Cam Newton, even if you have a big wall in front of them, if they keep banging on that wall, sooner or later a big run's going to come out. So it's going to be more how's Peyton Manning and the run going to affect that game, because they were they were shut down against New England, totally shut down. So it's going to be interesting to see that. And C.J. Anderson, Hillman, and that offensive line have to have a good game. They have to.
I expect Denver to come with a lot of press man coverages.
Yep.
Same formula. Formula.
They have great. They have the corners do it. The corners were doing mostly one-on-one coverages most of the game. The only time they would double Gronk. That was it.
And he still had a big day.
Yes, but that one throw, that 4-yard throw near the end was picture perfect by Tom Brady and Gronk. But man, there's only so much you can do with Gronk. Gronk is Gronk, 6'7", just a big boy, can run. His hands alone, he can't fumble a ball. The hand can crush that ball. His hands are huge.
I think the Denver defensive backs will have something to say to Ted Ginn, because they're very physical. So I think they can find a way to devise a plan to take Tanguy out.
It's Rundy. Can the linebackers like Brendan Marshall plug those holes up? Can Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Wolf get after the quarterback? Will the safeties be? Hopefully, all the safeties are healthy or in. And Carolina, they are going through injuries now. Rowan Harper, veteran safety, and then Thomas Davis broke his arm.
He'll find a way to play that game.
Man, if Ray Lewis could play with a biomechanical arm, I'm pretty sure Thomas Davis is going to play Walter Man of the Year.
So what's besides Peyton's offense going up against that defense? What other storylines are you looking at this game?
It's like what we said before, big plays. I think something's going to come in special teams. Someone's got to do something big in special teams.
I think coaching is going to...
Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron.
Again, Gary Kubiak. You know Gary Kubiak. Gary Kubiak, first ever player.
Yep.
To reach the Super Bowl as a player and a coach.
Because he was a backup. Yeah, he was a backup for John Elway for so many years.
And he's had a little bit of a...
No, Ron Rivera as well. He won with the Bears.
With the Bears, you're right.
Yeah, so he made it.
You're absolutely right. He won with the Bears.
The Bears.
Both coaches had again. They were all in hot seats. Well, Gary Kubiak has already been. He's been out of a job before.
Yeah, Houston.
He left Houston.
He did
Under scrutiny. He did a pretty good job. I didn't think he was.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was outstanding. I thought
when you have Matt Schaub as your quarterback, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah,
Matt Schaub could not. He was literally the definition of check down quarterback. He could not throw more than 20 yards sometimes.
Kubiak's pretty good, but
he did good.
He needs the team.
I agree.
He needs the team.
But the thing was, when he came over, he was supposed to revolutionize the run. I haven't seen it. C.J. Anderson had a good year near the end of last year. He was great.
Well,
and that was before Kubiak came over. No, I'm just saying.
C.J. Anderson, Ronnie Hillman.
Yeah,
like, they're decent, but they
C.J.
don't.
Anderson was the man last year. The man. And
there's no consistency in his game.
I know, but that latter half. But I'm saying, if you can't get Hillman and C.J. Anderson to run the ball consistently, I know you can blame the offensive line, but sometimes
that's why they split carries, though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying in general. Sometimes you gotta blame the coach. The coach is supposed to specialize in the run. take some pressure off Peyton Manning. Yesterday, they could not get
whatever.
anything going.
Listen, Kubiak and Rivera, they got, and you know what? I think Ron Rivera probably did a better job. But it's good. This game will probably come down to coaching. I think the coaching is gonna be the X factor. I thought the coaching was gonna be the X factor in the Carolina-Arizona game, because I know that game was definitely not Bruce Arians' fault.
No, the players just didn't come to play.
There's no way Bruce Arians is getting out-coached. So again, I like to see what Ron Rivera is gonna do coming to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got a 2-week break. All film study. They haven't played each other, so it's good to see that. No previous matchups really, and it's gonna be a great game to say the least. You got a lot of teams going at it. Good teams.
We'll get into it.
Good
next
all
week.
around teams. That's why I'm happy about it, because they're good all around. Offense and defense, both teams have studs, skill position. Just look at, I'm pretty sure Andrew D'Amato, our producer for today, fellow Carolina Panther fan, I believe that 10 Pro Bowlers on the Panther side? 10 Pro Bowlers.
That's correct.
Okay, that's great. I'm correct. 10 Pro Bowlers on the Carolina side, which is great. You got Cam Newton, you got Ryan Khalil, you got Stewart, and then you just got obviously Norman, Kuechly, Davis, just great. So, and then obviously Denver's no smuck. You got that defense. That defense is so good to watch. They can just rush the front four, and they're going to.
Don't be surprised if you see a low-scoring game.
Oh, I'm not. I'm expecting a low-scoring game. I'm expecting the New England and Denver game 2018. I'm expecting that range. No more than 24.
You know what? This is a good question, actually. How do you value at the entertainment value of a Super Bowl? Every year somebody always bothers me about saying, "Oh, this is a horrible game," this and that.
Because they expect high scoring.
Everybody I know, but do people realize that just because it's low scoring does not make it?
No, I know that's the thing. Real fans understand
even the real fan. Everybody buys into the Super Bowl hype about saying that it's got to be points.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, real fans that truly understand the game. Look at the strategy that goes behind low-scoring games. It's just defense. Sometimes the defense just wins. It's easier to stop a touchdown or goal or anything than score one.
Maybe I'm a little biased, but I'm always a fan of those 10-7 games.
They're nice.
13-10.
Yeah, because
defensive.
Steelers.
Defensive ground.
Because that's all Steelers do. They just run, and Big Ben somehow beats the Browns by 3 only sometimes.
I love passing. I love 20 attempts in a game. 20 pass attempts in a game.
Oh god, old school.
Smash mouth football. No, but in all seriousness, you can bet the house that after Super Bowl 50, the next morning, everyone's going to talk about how boring the game was if it does come low scoring.
Yeah.
People are going to talk about how exciting or how not exciting the game was.
I'm excited for this game either way. It's going to be a great game. Both got good defenses going at it, good offenses. Both bring their own specialty to it. I'm excited to see how the top running game versus the front 7 of Denver. They completely shut down New England, even though they weren't great at the run either way. But it's going to be a very great game. It's going to be close. I feel hopefully it won't be anything like the Seattle game versus Denver 2 years ago, but I feel remember that remember last time remember last time Carolina made the Super Bowl back in 2003? First time ever in Super Bowl era history that 2 teams won the half down tied at 0.
You were a very young boy.
I was a very young boy then. That was one of my first Super Bowl memories.
You were a young lad.
Yeah, and I feel that's gonna be a very similar game. It's gonna be low scoring game.
Yeah, no, that was you know what though? I was really shocked they didn't. I thought they were gonna come away with that win.
Yeah, but
that was they had Jake Delhomme.
We'll talk more next week about this whole Steve Smith scene.
Well, we'll get back. Yeah, we'll get into the details of the game next week. But what do you think about San Francisco as a host city?
I like it. It's nice and warm.
Really?
Hopefully it's warm. It's also a new stadium. New stadiums get everything. Like Minnesota.
It's so cookie cutter though.
Man, Minnesota's gonna get when Minnesota's done building their stadium, they're gonna get it. Maybe.
No, I know that, but I'm talking about their stadium is so cookie cutter though. It's not. They
hosted WrestleMania, so it's good. It's all good with me.
I don't care. I want to see. I wish we can see a Super Bowl at Candlestick Park. Candlestick, that's where you get an atmosphere, man.
Oh my god.
I don't know. It's all the way out in Santa Clara. Again, I find the stadium cookie cutter, but I'm not saying San Francisco won't be a good city.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good game either way. Great game. Let's just, you know what? we'll save the analytics for later, just because Mr. Shane Wright isn't here. So
Well, Shane misses. Oh, that's his problem.
okay, but we'll get more into it next week. More stats.
All right. Well, that's gonna wrap things. We're gonna
Short
wrap things
episode
up.
today.
We have a short episode today. We're just we're kind of like on a time constraint, but yep. Super Bowl 50,
Yeah,
Denver
yeah.
Broncos
Nay
and
versus
the Carolina Panthers. Slam Newton versus good old Peyton. It's like a Rocky IV reenactment.
It's gonna be a good
That's gonna
game,
be my theme
and that's
for it.
February 6th. But tune in next week for more analyzing by the Read Option.
Cheers.